Saturday. Happy Saturday. Happy Mother's Day weekend to all the moms. And as you can see, we're outside. It's a beautiful day. I've been hoping that I could do this today because, well, you know, if I'm going to do a burger and it's going to be a cross between a Whopper and a Big Mac, well, it's got to be flame broiled. And what better place to do it than like outside? So, hi Doug, hi Shar. Hope everything is good at your house. Is there anybody in the room?
Hank Hill. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
And Carol.
Carol. Well, hi Hank Hill. Hi Carol. Happy Saturday. So we're going to do some a Big Mac Whopper, and this was requested by Mackenzie, who is Tim's daughter. Is that right?
Yep.
Yep. And that's from Nate, Tim, and the Wild Man, formerly known as the Crazy Food Crew. And so that's what she requested, and that's what I'm going to do. But I get to sit here for a little while. Can you hear me? Okay. Do I need to move my microphone? I don't know if anybody can hear that. But even you at home there, Shar, Doug, if you guys can hear me okay, just let me know. Want to make sure. We haven't done a outside live stream for, it's been a while.
I don't think
we didn't do one last year. You know, it's been a couple of years since we've gotten outside to do one.
Lisa's here. Hi Tom with Wild Man and Lisa.
Hi Wild Man, Lisa. Happy Saturday. Happy Mother's Day weekend.
Carol, here's your phone.
Okay, great. Just making sure.
And that was probably sharp.
I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me okay. I can always...
Sounds good.
Okay, I can move the microphone a little bit if I need to, but... So, as I was saying, Mackenzie requested Big Mac Whoppers. Right? Is that right? Right. Okay. And so I figured the two biggest points between the two, you know, the Whopper flame broiled burger, and it comes with tomatoes. The McDonald's Big Mac uses the reconstituted onions and has that like Thousand Island sauce for their Big Mac. So I figured I would take those couple elements and put them together to make a couple of tasty burgers. But since it's just burgers, it's not going to take a whole long time to do it. So I'll just sit here and kind of talk for a few minutes, and then I'll get up and, you know, I'll move the camera a little bit so you can see the grill and kind of what's going on with that action. What's been going on? We went to a car show this morning. Really, really nice. It was just a nice warm morning. It wasn't hot. It wasn't cold. It was just, you know, just perfect. Probably, what, 100 cars or more?
Probably. There was a lot.
Yeah, quite a few.
More than the last time.
Yeah. It seems a little more than a couple of years ago. But everything was real nice there. Lots of cool cars. Of course, they had some food and stuff going on, but I really wasn't too interested in having food. I wanted to wait till this, and I'm almost sorry I did because I'm really hungry.
Char said that she's jealous of the Hummers that don't have any yet.
Yeah, we got the Hummers, and our lilacs are in full bloom, and it just smells really nice around here. Of course, I got this lilac bush right in back of me, but There's some over here, and there's some in the front. And one thing that I really like is we kind of had 3 different shades of lilac. The ones out front are really overgrown. They're probably 100 years old. And they are a really dark purple. Just super fragrant. And they are stuffed full this year. And then we've got these here that are a lighter purple. And then in their back over there, we've got a lighter purple yet next to some white ones. So,
and there's some dark ones back there too.
Yeah, oh yeah, there is. There's a few dark ones back there. So, you know, we got a real color palette of of lilacs going. So, and it's really nice to this time of year. I wish they would blossom all year, all summer, because it just makes the yard smell so nice. Somebody stopped a couple of years ago and asked if they could have some of our lilacs, and that she was going to make some lilac jelly. So we let her, you know, take some of the. She wanted some white ones, and because they make, I guess it gives it slight flavor differences, but she said that she would bring some up to us, but she never did. Oh, so I don't know how it tastes. Not that I'm really bummed out. I'm not sure how good flour jelly would be.
Yeah, I would try it.
Yeah, I'd try a taste. I don't think I'd buy any, though. And I don't think I'd make any.
I seen a thing on Facebook this morning that had lilac sugar that you can use in different desserts and stuff.
Lilac sugar?
Yeah.
Huh, never heard of it.
So.
And that doesn't mean much. There's a lot I've not heard of. I'm gonna grab my drink. Oh, super nice out. We've been kind of struggling with a little bit of summer cold.
Yeah.
Which is never any fun. I guess it's not summer, but dealing with the spring cold. And I think it's mostly just because we had that week there or so when we'd have some hot days and cold days, hot days and cold days. But it's nothing more than just kind of a head cold, kind of.
Yep.
Dogs are digging it. They're outside, hanging out on the cool concrete. Every now and then, one of them will get out and lay out on the grass. But it's a pretty nice day out. I think it's maybe 72 or 73. It's not hot. It's perfect. And this particular part of our yard, once it gets about noon, 12 o'clock or so, this part of our yard stays shaded all afternoon. So it really makes a great spot for coming out and just hanging out. What else is going on? The first installment of the new Mason Jennings episode is on. That posted a couple days ago. And if you didn't know that last week, episode 7 of the World Tour with George and Pudgy was posted. So there's going to be one a week now for quite some time, I hope. I also did a 4th of July special for Yarrow Barstow. I did it early just so that it would be there. But it's some good old John Philip Sousa type of Marine band patriotic music with some firework sound effects to go with it. So if you like that kind of music, I suggest giving it a listen. It's a half hour, just like the other Yarrow Barstows, but the music's a little bit different this time. What else? What else? What else? Anything else going on? We
Not really that I can think of.
The spring projects are pretty much. I mean, they're so few this year that it's really nice. Just not in a rush to get any of them done. It's kind of nice to have that time, because the last 4 years, we just had at it, spending the entire summer doing stuff and working. When I'd rather do other things like some day trips to the mountain. We're in the mountain, but up to it's called Kebbler Pass, and it's kind of like our little backyard playground. We love to go up there and have day trips, bring some sandwiches or maybe something to cook. It's also not far from here to Crested Butte, and from Crested Butte it's only 6 miles or 7 miles to the Rocky Mountain Biological Laboratory. So it's an outside lab. In the summer, it's filled with scientists, and they study everything from the type of plants that grow to the type of bugs there are and the different animals, and just you name it.
It's very cool.
It is. It's really cool, and it's pristine because of that. Right? There's no campgrounds, or anything. They don't even want your dog running around up there. There's signs posted all over the place. There's no fences to keep you out, but there are signs that ask you not to go in, that it's there for the scientists, and it's a kind of like a natural reserve kind of thing. So, but we like to go up there because it's so pretty, and we can go past it a little bit, and there's plenty of places by this runoff. It's not really a river, but a good-sized creek that we like to go up there and sit by that, bring the dogs. Makes for a nice day.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Did you tell them the name of the town?
Gothic, yeah. Gothic, Colorado.
Search that and check it out.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Search Gothic. So we had anybody else come in the room? No? That's okay. It's a quiet Saturday, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
And I kind of expect this because it's the summer months. It's earlier in the day. So, hey, it's nice. People are going to get out and do things, and that's okay. I certainly don't expect anybody to give up their Saturday just to come here and watch old guy. So
Ralph just came in. Hi, Al. Nice to see you outside streaming.
Hey, Ralph. Yeah, it's nice to be out streaming. It's been a couple of years. Before this, it was really a hassle. We had my desktop computer, which of course wasn't set up to do any kind of wireless anything. So we had to drag out my the desktop and all kinds, run the Ethernet cable out, and it was just a huge pain in the butt. It really was. And I think the last time we did it, there was supposed to be only a 1% chance of rain, and it rained. So, and rain and computers don't really mix too well, so we kind of gave that up just because it was such a pain. But now that we've got this laptop in it, the wireless connection is good to the router, it sure makes it a whole lot easier just to carry out a little laptop and my camera.
Yep. Microphone.
Yep. It's super simple. And so we might do a few more of these over the summer. We'll see. There's been a couple of dinners or whatever that we've had requested that would have been good to make outside. Like a meatloaf. I wouldn't mind putting a meatloaf in my smoker. And I'll give you guys a look at that here in a bit. But so I'm hoping that as we pull some tags for this summer, that we run across a couple that would be good to have or good to make outside.
Yep.
So it wasn't too much junk to have to pull out to do this one, but I did try to do some prep ahead of time, just because of the space restraints that I have out here. There's not a whole lot of room for like slicing and dicing and things like that, so I got most of that done, and it's just kind of sitting over here off to the side, and here in a little bit I'll start mixing stuff up. We're going to have a pasta salad, so I've got the pasta cooked and the veg cut up and ready to go in and so forth, and that's kind of how that's going to work. I decided to do a peaches Foster over vanilla ice cream for dessert, and I'll get the peaches part done on the grill. And I need another drink.
So Ralph said that he's running his computer off of a micro SD card now that he can take it so that now he can take it anywhere.
Oh.
But I plan to switch it out for an external SSD, whatever that would be.
He knows more about it than I do.
Man from the future's here. Good morning from Sunday.
Mr. Greg.
Wow, looks like a lovely day in Colorado.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful out here. It is. It's super nice. This is pretty much a perfect spring day. 70, 73. Just a real light breeze. Miss Old Guy, if you're going to run in, would you check on that liquor box on top of the fridge? See if I forgot my rum. When I make my peaches Foster, I'm going to put a little bit of rum in there, but that's the one thing I forgot to bring out. Mrs. Old Guy has stepped away from the laptop, so I'm not going to know if anybody has any questions or makes comments until she gets back, but I'll sit here and keep running my mouth. So what's up? What else is going on? Nothing, and that's how I like it. Like I said a bit ago, the spring projects are super light this year, by design. Did you find it?
Well, I found these two things. I don't know. That's not it.
That's it. Yep, just set it down right there. Perfect. So I got, that's a little shooter of, I think it's like Irish cream.
Yeah, it is.
That I made for a cake, But, so I got to have a little bit of spiced rum to put in them peaches. Give it a little bit of a little bit of kick. I don't know.
Sounds good.
It does.
I love it.
So, what else going on? I've been getting some more writing done for all three shows. Mason Jennings, Myers Crossing, and George and Pudgy. So, new episodes in the works, and hopefully we will record at the end of this month. And so I can have the material to keep rolling, so to speak. And that I enjoy it a lot. So when I say that I sat down and I was doing some writing, it was a pleasure time. I enjoy doing it. Uh, some things I try to be kind of factual with, so I'll try to do a little bit of research, but most of the time it's just playful fantasy to have some fun, you know. And I get, what time does it show on your speedy clock?
2:20.
2:20. All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and stand up. Mrs. Old Guy will help adjust as I'm going here. Okay. There we go. Is that better?
Yep.
Hi. Okay. I'm going to get over here. I'm going to throw a little starter fluid on some wood here. Get a fire going. Can you see over there okay?
Yep. Can't see you very good, but I can see you very good.
That's okay. That's all right. We'll let this cherry wood cook down. So we got some coals to work with. Here's that little bottle of rum. I won't even use half of that in there, but just enough to taste. Fire's going. All right, Mrs. Old Guy, we'll swing it back this way. Ah. Awesome. We'll let that, like I said, that fire's going to have to burn for a few minutes, so I might as well get it going now. None of this is going to take very long. Burgers, they only take a few minutes, so we got time to kind of just goof around. Answer questions if anybody's got any.
Greg says, "Ooh, Kraken, nice brand."
Yeah, Kraken's pretty good. I don't drink it, but I like the flavor of it. I kind of like the little bottles, you know, look like a little jug. When I went back to the liquor store not long ago to get some other liquor, I think it was just some beer for some soup, they didn't have any more. The Kraken has changed their bottles. It's just a little shooter bottle now, nothing special. It's like, oh. But I guess I see why. I mean, it probably costs extra to have those fancy little bottles, so.
Ralph says the garden is looking lovely.
It is. It's very nice out here. Very nice. Try to baby our lawn back into existence. Having two good-sized dogs in a small grassy area, it's difficult to keep the grass green. We sectioned off. The same thing with our front lawn area. It's not very big at all. Maybe 15 feet by 10 feet or something. It's really not very big. Is that not going?
It is a very little bit.
Uh-oh. Yeah, let me fix that here. I'll be back in sight here in a second, guys.
Greg says, yeah, like a pirate's flag on.
Alright. Get that fire going a little bit better. I don't want to take forever.
So Greg says, how does the garden handle the tradition out of the snow season? Do you need to take extra care and work coming into spring?
No. There's no, I mean, it just does what it does. There's nothing in particular that we do, uh, other than if I'm gonna do any kind of trimming of the lilac bushes, which I do have to do. I wait until late summer to do it. That way they'll bloom the next spring. If you try to prune your lilac bushes at the onset of spring, they will not bloom. We found that out.
Yep.
And there was a couple summers where we didn't have anything on them, but haven't had to touch them for the last couple of years. So, or at least up top, they're always growing new shoots. So, and those are what I trim out. But yeah, there's nothing special that I got to do. I always got to treat the grass, some new seed and a little fertilizer to try and get it to grow. There's more yellow spots from the dogs than there is green grass. So.
Part of it.
It's definitely part of it. That and the soil up here, it's still kind of recovering from 100 years of coal dust. When we first moved up here, and I would try to water. We tried a vegetable garden, and I would try to water them. The water would just bead up, like on the hood of a car. It'd just bead up and roll off. It wouldn't soak in. So, but now we've been here about 13 years, and we're finally able to grow grass. That is, if we can keep the dogs off of it long enough to grow.
Greg says we might get lucky and catch some footage of the hummingbirds.
Maybe.
We could move a feeder back there and hang it on that thing back there if you want.
Hang it up where? Back here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that one have enough in it? Enough food?
Yeah. This one here?
Yeah.
I'll hang it up here. Can you see that? Would it be better in more?
That's fine.
Okay. We don't have many hummingbirds yet. It's still kind of early, but we'll be, as we notice them getting used more and more, we'll start adding more to it. And how many we get really just depends on what kind of weather it is. If it's a really dry summer, they'll be here. There's just not any real natural food for them, so they swarm the feeders. So it just depends on what kind of summer. Right now there's a ton of blooms, so we don't have a lot of hummingbirds at the moment, but that could change.
Yeah. Carol said that's a perfect area for that.
Oh, thank you. The little old hummingbird feeder me. Traffic going by outside. I think that's the only real bummer part of where we live, is our property is right on the state highway. So now people are supposed to go slow, but they don't. Although it is better now. We are in the county we're in. We are on the far corner, and a ways away from the sheriff's department and any real law enforcement. But the people in town finally made a big enough stink about these people coming through here speeding They almost had a youngin get killed a couple years ago, playing chasing a ball out on the highway. Speed. We've got a little sheriff's substation here now, and there's 3 deputies that are kind of patrolling the area now, so it helps. It's some of the traffic slowed down. Hi, Chumley. Come here. Hi, buddy. How's it going? Yeah. So it's nice to have them there, have them here, and the county finally spent a little bit of money and put a couple of electronic speed limit signs to show you how fast you're going, and that seems to have helped some too. Some people still don't care. We got a coal mine about a mile up the road, and a lot of the coal miners just don't care. They'll come flying through here. They don't care what the speed limit is.
See if you can get him to give you a kiss.
Can I get a kiss? Give me a kiss. No. Maybe not.
Ralph says we've got weed grass here called Kikayu or something, which has now taken over almost every lawn.
Well, for me, I don't care if it's grass or weeds or whatever. If it's green and it doesn't have stickers, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not going to pull it out. I'm just happy it's growing in my yard. I mean, it gets aggravating when you drive down the road and you see out in the natural fields are all green and beautiful looking, and I've got this planted grass, and it just, a spot here and a spot here and a bunch of yellow all around it. It's partly because of the soil, partly because of the dogs, partly because of operator headspace and don't water it like I should.
Drake says, "Moo, who's a big boy then?"
Yeah, he is. He's a big boy. Let me see here. Okay, I'm just going to drop this screw down. All right. Just putting the grill grate down so we can start getting hot. I'll take my little wire brush and clean it up real quick. And I'm still just going to sit here because it's comfortable, and there's really not a whole lot to actual cook other than the burgers. So
Greg says, "Woo, look, a hummingbird."
yeah, did you see one?
He did. We're back up there.
Oh, awesome. They are cool little ones. I don't know exactly what species we get here to start with. What particular flavor of hummingbird. But coming in late June or so, early July, we start getting Rufus hummingbirds, and they're kind of a reddish color, and they're very aggressive. They will guard a feeder and chase away all the other hummingbirds. But it's just a game of cat and mouse. While the Rufus is chasing away one, 2 or 3 others will go up and feed. So it's all fair.
Ralph says, "I've heard it's commonly grown on purpose in Aussie because regular grass won't grow well there."
That very well could be. I have no idea, but I'm sure there's some natural grasses and stuff that would probably grow better here than regular grass seed. We bought some soil, and and not a lot, just a couple of bags. And there were some areas in the front part that were yellowed out from the dogs, and some kind of like raised areas where it was like clumps of grass and then like a little valley with nothing. So we filled those areas and put some new grass, and I put up a temporary fence to keep the dogs out of it. And so hopefully maybe by the end of the month we can take that fence down and maybe move it back here and section off part of this backyard so we can get it back into shape. Easy going on stuff this year. It's nice. Don't have to, worry if I'm gonna have enough time to get it done. Probably getting black all over my face. Didn't notice that I'm a banger.
Yeah, I don't see any.
Okay. So what else is going on? Anything? No?
Not really.
Not really?
Not that I can think of.
How about with you folks? What's going on in your like, okay, what are you guys having for dinner? Shar messaged a while ago, and they're having, and I totally forgot. Let's see.
Baked chicken breast with dressing and green beans. Peanut butter cookies for dessert.
Nice. Did you guys hear that? Can you hear Mrs. Old Guy? I'm curious if you heard that. I need to know. Mrs. Old Guy needs to know. And that would be, I guess, young Mrs. Old Guy. A little bit of that cough left. Oh well. That's what happens when you're sick. Or we're sick.
Ralph says, yep, we can hear her.
Oh, good. Good.
I'm a couple days behind him on my cold.
Yep. I got
sick
sick
for a couple days first.
Yep, I got it first, and now she's about where I was a day or two ago. Really congested. And, yep, congested and just not, no fevers or nothing like that. Just a nagging, nasty head cold. And they go away. Lisa, Wild Man, what are you guys having for food? Greg, Ralph, come on, guys. I guess let's go here. Let's have some meals. What are you guys having? I want to know. I mean, it's not like I'm going to make any money from it or anything. I just want to know. Where are we at here? How's this looking? It's looking good. Fire's slowly dying down. We'll have some nice cherry wood coals. This is almost a last minute setup, just because most of the week neither one of us has felt all that great, so I didn't come out and really tidy up the area. But that's okay, because you can't see where it's not been cleaned up. It's all mostly down here. Leaves and crap like that on the sidewalk.
Greg says, I'm making my first veggie chicken soup from scratch today. It's finally soup weather.
Veggie chicken soup. Your first ever, huh? What vegetables did you put in? I am curious. And did you use just the whole chicken or part of a chicken? You know, like the legs and thighs, or the breast, or just what? If you're going to tell me what you're doing with something like that, I'm going to want to know. I've got questions that need to be answered.
Carol said that Wes is going to bring up some pit pig.
Pit pig?
Pig cooked in a pit.
Okay, pit pig. It's like, well, is it cooked yet? Pit pig.
They put it in the pit.
I know. I'm just being dumb. A pit pig. It's a cross between a pit bull and a pig. Pit pig. That sounds good.
Yeah, it does.
I've had a couple of, been to a couple of parties where pigs were the main attraction. Buried. One of my friends was kind of funny. Well, probably not for the homeowner, but he was renting this house, and like most backyards, it was just nice grass, and he decided he wanted to have do a pit pig, cook a pig in a pit. So he just dug a big hole in the backyard, dug out the grass, dug up dirt all over the yard, and cooked a pig. And the party got a little carried away that night, and police ended up showing up to his house, and subsequently so did the landlord a few days later. And apparently he wasn't very happy when he went to the backyard and saw about a, I don't know, 12-foot diameter hole dug about, I don't know, 4 feet deep. He wasn't a very happy man.
So Ralph said that he hasn't had breakfast yet, so he'll be having some muesli, M-U-E-S.
Muesli, yeah, yes, muesli.
Lisa and Wildman are having pizza and chips.
Nice.
And Greg says that he's having 11 liters of it. The muesli or whatever.
Okay. But Greg's making chicken soup.
Oh, okay, that's probably what's 11 liters.
He's having chicken soup.
Carol said they started the pig last evening.
Yep.
Greg says chicken veggie soup, cauliflower, broccoli, celery, carrots, mushrooms, potatoes.
Cauliflower, broccoli.
Garlic, chilies, onions, chicken breast, softened veg first, and then you blend in. Then you blend the puree, and then you mix it with stock veggies. You mix with stock veggies and cook it.
What are you doing? Broccoli.
He says, and from previous soups, reintroduced more whole veggies, chicken breast, slow cooked with chicken.
Okay. Well, it sounds interesting anyway.
Yeah.
Some of those veg I would definitely use. Others, not so much. Not for chicken soup, but everybody has their own taste and their own way of doing things. So I can't say nothing about it, because hey, that's because people like different things. That's why we got a lot of different flavors to choose from, right? Let me check my fire here. Okay, let's go ahead and swing this back over to the. Okay, we got some nice hot coals going. Yeah, if you can, just make it where you can just see that grill. I'm getting hungry myself. I'm tired of messing around here. One of the first things I'm going to do here I'm gonna get these peaches done for the pasta. Just some frozen peaches. Well, they were frozen. It's not peach time here yet.
Greg says super healthy, and he says broccoli is his favorite veg. Eat it raw. LOL. I like broccoli too. I eat it raw too.
Yeah, I don't like broccoli as much as I used to. I still like it okay, but yeah, tastes change. So it'll take a minute. Really nice out here. Get that butter, brown sugar, and peaches together here. In a minute, we'll add a little bit of cinnamon. Yes. Nice hot fire. I figured I should probably do this now while I have coals. If I try to cook this, let me move this over here. Oops. Now there's nothing. Okay.
Broccoli also is the cauliflower. Yep.
Yeah, I actually prefer cauliflower now. But I like cauliflower as cauliflower. I don't like it as a pizza crust or in place of mashed potatoes. All right. Starting to get some nice little bubbling going here. I just want that to kind of reduce down a little bit. And I may not be surprised if my neighbor. Hi guys. We'll see. Okay. Can you see that at all? Can you see that, Ben? Okay. Let those peaches cook up. It's going to be good. I got some vanilla ice cream already in a bowl.
Yep.
In the freezer. Yep, all set and ready to rock. This should be really good. Okay.
Ralph says a small chip of a candle wax wrapped in toilet paper makes a great fire starter.
It does. Molotov cocktails make a good fire starter. Okay, that wasn't entirely called for, was it? Yeah, we're starting to get a little boil on. Take my spoon out so it doesn't get so hot that I can't grab it. Melt it to my finger. Oh!
Yeah, that would be good.
All right. We'll put in a pinch of cinnamon. Cinnamon. It is really, the breeze is just perfect. It's not strong enough to blow anything over, but just enough to keep the air moving where it's nice and just cool, beautiful.
Craig's laughing at you for saying about the Molotov cocktail.
Yeah.
So Char says, tell us a Mother's Day story. What did you do that made your mom mad or happy with you?
What did I do that made my mom mad?
Or happy with
Or happy. Well, geez, I don't know. What did I do that made my mom mad? I guess when she'd tell me to clean my room, and I would just shove everything under my bed to make it look clean. She didn't like that too much because then everything came out from under my bed covered with dust and stuff like that. So that was never a good choice. And what did I do that made her happy? Guess, I don't know. For the most part, kept myself out of trouble. For the most part. That's about it. I can't. Char, that's.
Cake one, but you already told that, I think.
A cake? Oh, when I smashed that cake thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a taste of frosting.
In case you haven't heard it, I guess I'll go ahead and go back over it. But my mom had a bridge club, and every few weeks they would come to the house and she would cook up treats, and stuff for her friends. And she had made a chocolate cake and borrowed this heirloom lead crystal cake decanter from a lady down the street. And I was eyeballing that cake and kept pestering my mom for some, and she said, "You'll get some, don't, you have to wait." And she put the cake in this decanter, and it was like a giant wine glass. It had a base and a stem, and then the big part for the cake, the platter part for the cake, and then a big heavy lead crystal top that went over it. And she put it on top of the fridge so I couldn't get to it. And I slid the kitchen chair over to the refrigerator, and I got on top of the chair, and I was just barely tall enough to reach the top of that cake decanter or cake whatever it is to the handle on the top. And all I wanted to do was just open it up a little bit to get just enough to get my finger in and get a taste of frosting. That's all I wanted to do. Well, I kept tipping it back a little bit more and a little bit more to get my finger in there, and pretty soon there was too much weight on that back side, and the whole thing slipped out. And when that happened, the tops came out of my hand too, and the whole thing, the cake, everything, smashed onto the floor, and that heirloom lead crystal cake thing was no more. And yeah, I had a very unhappy mom.
I bet.
All right, a little bit of booze in there. That looks really good. Just going to slide that off now. I think we're going to throw some burgers on here.
Yay.
Can you see any of this?
Yeah, you're kind of in the way, but
Well,
yeah.
okay. Well, I got to be here somehow. And salt and pepper on these. All right. Decent sized boigas. Get these opened up. Same thing here, a little salt, pepper. Mm-hmm. Do. All right. Get these on this grill here. Don't want plastic on the grill.
No.
A little more salt and pepper on these. All right. Burgers away. Okay, sorry. Go ahead and lift it up some. The burgers are there. Whoa! Wow! So I'll stand here and look at you. While these burgers start to cook. Oh, I'll get back down here. Oh, actually, I'll have Mrs. Old Guy point the camera down. Yeah. We're starting to get some actual cooking going on here. Holy smokes. Got my Paul Bunyan size burger pancake flipper. These are pretty good sized. Alright, so I just need to make sure that I don't get any major like flame on these burgers. Flame is good, but I don't want a blowtorch under it either.
Greg says, testing chat, testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing. I'll probably have to spin my little rack around a little bit just to make sure that it's cooking these burgers semi-evenly. I didn't put a whole lot of wood in, just 'cause it's not necessary. I'm only cooking a couple of burgers, so I might have a hot spot or two, and that's okay. Perfectly.
Lisa says, hey Tom, if Mackenzie don't eat her burgers, I will, LOL.
Yeah, I don't blame you. You don't blame me at all. Spin these around. Okay. One side is definitely a little warmer than the other. Are you going to want your tongue toasted? Think hard, but don't hurt yourself. You might. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you might hurt yourself? You might think about it. You might hurt yourself thinking. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't want you getting hurt. Go ahead. Put that back down there. We'll keep it. We'll go back to the burger action here. Look at that. We got burgers cooking, guys. Yes. They look like food to me. You can hear that little snap and splash. There we go. I'll get that. See, this is where I was talking about that flame part here. I want some, but I don't want to like make it turn crispy and black either. A little crust though, a little black, a little seared on there. It's going to be good. But
Drake says looking good.
Not too bad. This thing is almost too big.
Do you want the other one?
Yeah, just the regular one. Just because this thing is more equipped to do something a little heavier duty. It's not very thin edge there. These burgers aren't super thick, so. You sure do look good. Starting to smell good too. Shouldn't take but a moment for Mrs. Old Guy to come back out with that. You know, flip them over here in a minute. These, like I said, these are going to cook pretty quickly. Smells really good. Yep. Definitely not going to use that. This old guy should be out here in a minute. At least I hope. I don't want her to just vanish mysteriously and suddenly just be gone. Ah, there she is.
Sorry, it took a second to locate it.
That's okay. Nice. And so did you decide?
Yeah, you can grill it.
I can grill it. Okay.
Toast it.
Real quick, why don't you come on? Why don't you swing back this way a little bit? And I'll get this pasta salad put together. There's the pasta. We got some onion. And some pickles. Get that in there. And some celery. All right. Some of my mayo. Let's see if this is going to be enough. If I have to put that all, we'll find out here in just a second. Get this salad made up here really quick. Might as well use what's in there. All right. Let's put that over here. These burgers are doing good. All right. A little mayo. And I'm gonna do a little bit, just a little bit of mustard, not much.
Carol said we're losing sound due to the wind. And he says that's a big flipper, Greg did.
Yeah, it's too big for these little burgers.
And Ralph says, does the wind also mean a fart over there like it does here?
It can, depending on how you use it, how you say it. I think breaking wind is a pretty common expression.
Greg told Ralph there is going to be some wind down under after all the broccoli and cauliflower I put in the soup.
So there's some ketchup, mustard, mayo, and a little pickle, just to do a quick little burger.
Steve's here.
Burger sauce. Steve, happy Saturday.
Wild man said that's a Paul
Okay.
Bunyan paddle in your hand.
Alright. I'm gonna slide these burgers back over, Miss Old Guy. Go ahead and come back over to the burgers. And
Steve says, nice to see an outside street.
it's nice to be outside. It is. Alright, so I got these great big buns because I wasn't about to have a tiny little Big Mac like they give you nowadays. It's got to be closer to a Whopper size. And now there's the issue of topping the center bun, right, for the Big Mac. So I'm going to put a bottom extra on here, and that'll become our center. Get this wrapped back up. Okay. That's way too big. What do I do with the other one? Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Alright. Try and get these spread out a little bit. If not toasted, at least warmed. Yeah, we'll let that go for just a second, I guess. This old guy does not usually want cheese, so I won't put any on hers.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But I will put cheese on mine because, after all, it is 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on that sesame seed bun. Bang. These are doing all right. Buns are slightly toasting. That's good. They don't need to be. They don't need to be super toasted, but lightly toasted or warmed at least. Oh yeah, that cheese is looking good, melting very nicely. Good, 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 good. Ha ha ha. So this time Mrs. Old Guy has the advantage over me. She's sitting at this little table that, well, I guess I can still use my table over here. It's just going to be kind of awkward. Okay. Let's see here. Let's rotate that around a little bit. Looking good. Got a burger on a bun, guys. Check that out. Okay. Good, 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 good. All right, so here's that reconstituted onion, and that's what McDonald's, that's what gives their burgers that particular flavor. So get some on here. Ooh, a little bit more. Let's not be stingy with the onions. Okay.
Steve says food is looking good.
Thank you. I'm hoping it does, and I'm hoping it tastes good too.
Sure will.
All right, some onion on this one. Can you see any of this, Mrs. Old Guy?
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty well.
Good deal.
There is a little bit of light,
That's fine.
but not.
Okay. That looks good. That looks good. Now we'll put our sauce on here. Put plenty of it on that middle bun. Gotta have plenty. Okay. And on the center bun. Yikes. Center bun. Okay. We're just about ready. Two all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles. So here's some pickles. Oh boy. Good stuff. Okay. Slice of tomato. Slice of tomato. And some lettuce. Okay. Now, I suppose there's a possibility I might be able to get these together enough to make a burger. Cheeseburger. Okay, there's that whoppage, and it's a good sized burger, folks. Ooh. Woo.
Steve said I had the most vile burgers in my life yesterday. They were machine pressed with a lot of filler. They snapped like a kielbasa and tasted like ham. They cooked and cupped on the grill like pepperoni.
Oh, that's not good. Alright, I'm going to put some of this salad on the plate for Mrs. Old Guy. That's a chintzy little spoon. Didn't I bring something bigger? I did. Not going to put a whole bunch on there.
That's good.
Okay. And, so let's give everybody a look. There's that Big Mac Whopper. Does that look good, guys?
Yep, it looks good.
All right, there you go.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, and I'm going to take mine over here. Go ahead and turn that this way. Give you some silverware. You're going to have to come this way more. Can't get. Oh!
Sorry.
It's all right.
It just came up to a USB somewhere, but it's on now. I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay. I can't.
So what it do? It shut down the OSB?
Well, I don't have any idea. I can't see. Excellent connection.
Okay, right here. Go to the right there.
Yeah, I can't see the cursor. Hang on, guys. So something ain't right. Okay, come on. What's going on here? Hang on, guys. I'm not sure what the problem is.
Do you need to connect the OSB?
No, it's streaming.
Still on. Okay.
Sorry, guys. I don't know why. Uh-oh. It says an excellent connection. I'm going to unplug it, guys. Give me a minute.
Sorry.
Sorry, kids. We're going to try. I hope I'm still here. All right. Let's see what happens. Uh,
I don't know. Do you need to restart the camera?
I did. I just did. I shut it off and I turned it. Hang on, guys.
Sorry.
I don't know what to do. I'm going to try this camera again. Sorry. I don't know what happened.
I don't know either.
Oh, let's see. Darn thing. Let me try refreshing this. Hang on.
Sorry, Tom.
I have no idea what's going on here, guys. Alright, I'm going to try shutting this down. I'll be back. Okay, guys. Go back in and check. Okay, guys. Go back in and check. Because it's still showing the same thing on for here anyway. I'll be back.
Going in there and I can see the table.
Oh, fuck. Where's the goddamn mouse?
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. I'm sure everybody just heard me too. Oh, come on. Okay. John King. King John. All right. I think we got it together now. I think. Mrs. Old Guy, I'll have you switch that view and take a look to make sure you can see.
Yep.
Okay. Camera
Right.
all right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. That's the way things roll.
Mike, I don't know if you need it over there, but
I don't know. Can you still hear me? Get my burger out of the way.
Ralph says looks and sounds good.
It what?
Looks and sounds good.
Okay. Good.
Greg Will says LOL, we got the F-bomb.
Yep. That happens sometimes. Hi, Chumley. This is my burger. Okay, guys. Let's get a bite of this Whopper Mac.
Napkin, please. Thank you.
Here we go.
New image landscape, sir.
Hey. New image. Should I be sitting here?
Fine.
Okay. Mm. Yum.
That's so big I can't even hardly fit it in my mouth.
Now that is a tasty burger. Can you tell we're outside? Wow, this is delicious.
Greg says, chummy boo. Put a saddle on that boy and ride him down to the shop.
Mmm. Mmm. That's really good. Oh yeah. That is a tasty burger. Try some of this here salad. Good. I'm really hungry. We probably a mile at the car show and then a mile or so walking the dogs. You know, the in and out, getting set up. I'm hungry. Yeah. Look at that.
Greg says Chum's head is twice the size of Tom's nug. And then he says burgers look awesome.
He's a big boy. Of course, they smell them burgers. This old guy, run in and grab him one of their bacon treats, please.
Bacon treats?
Yeah. They can't. I won't make him sit here and have nothing, folks. I'm gonna. This old guy, grab him a treat. Oh yeah. Yummy. He's waiting. Goofy kid.
They're almost out, so here's 1 and 2.
Okay. Polly,
Go see Daddy.
you want some? You want a treat, baby? You want? Can you see her?
No.
You're gonna want to turn it. But just be careful. There you go. See her now?
Yep.
Oop.
She missed it.
She's usually a lot quicker. Are you ready, Polly? I guess her timing's off outside. Here she goes. A little treat for the dogs. Bite of a burger. Oh, go ahead and get it, Polly. Gotcha. Here he goes. I couldn't take him just sitting there staring at me. Give him something. You don't get to take that. Yep. Sit down. You catch it this time. Ready? She got it. So I guess Chumley gets the next. Where'd it go? I don't see where it went.
She might have ate it.
She might have. All right. Even though it was already even, here you go. Here she goes. All right. Let's get back into this. meal. Is it Linner or is it Lupper?
Greg says he ain't. He says, I'm not falling for that trick, Dad. And then he says, "Aw, Polly, so cute." Or Ralph said, "So cute." And Greg said, I reckon that burger would be a bite for Chum."
Yeah, he might get 2 out of it.
And then Greg said,
Drop them. And sometimes I'll see how close I can get it and open it, drop it, and her still catch it. She's pretty quick. Isn't that right? You guys don't normally get that good of a look at her. No. Or Mr. Sticks, by that matter. Chumstick. Oh, yeah. Well, Lisa. Wild man. It's a really good burger. So next time you talk to Mackenzie, tell her thank you for the great idea. Because this is really good. And John, are you still in the room, John? I'm wondering.
Greg said, "Beautiful puppies." And then Ralph said, "With Bobby, all he's got to say is yum yum, and she knows it means a treat's coming to her."
I was going to let John know that next week is the Texas hash. So, John, if you're still there, you're up next week. Oh yeah, now this is a pretty decent burger. It's a little more than a 1/3 pound for each of these. Chumley, you've got all kinds of like vegetable matter all over your jowls.
There's a surprise.
Polly, what are you doing? Don't be eating junk off the ground.
She's scanning for treats.
Treat scanner. That almost sounds like something you buy. How much is it for that treat scanner?
Greg says, "Looks good. I'm getting hungry."
It is good.
And he asked, "Is Polly a breeder, guys?"
Is
And
she
Chum,
what?
a breeder?
A breeder? She was. We let them have 3 litters of puppies. They are purebred American Bulldogs, but it was just more trouble than it was worth. So we had them fixed. No more puppies. And that's okay. That's okay. 3 litters was enough for us, and it was enough for her too. I hate it when he just sits there and stares at me. Stares at my food. It's my burger. I'm sorry.
It says I want to bite.
No, I know he does.
Greg says, I saw a memory from Facebook the other day with a smiley face.
Yep. Yeah, no more puppies. They were cute. Once they got grown up enough to where, they were really active and playing and stuff. It was fun. And most of for 2 litters, it was in the spring and summer, so after they got to be about 5 weeks or 6 weeks old, we could bring them outside and let them play. But the last litter of puppies she had them in October, so there really wasn't bringing them outside, and it was a constant 24-hour battle to keep their messes cleaned up so that the house didn't stink all the time. And it was I had the night shift. I'd stay out on the couch. That was for what? That was like 6 weeks.
Yep.
I had to sleep out on the sofa at night to take care of the puppies. If I heard them or smelled them, I knew to get up and either clean up or feed them.
Greg says he's staring into your soul.
He is.
And Char wanted to know if that's a fire pit on the table.
It is. Gas. And I built it in. It ain't going nowhere. Neither is this table. I bet. With everything, I bet this probably weighs close to about 800 pounds. Between the multiple bags of concrete and everything else that I used to put this thing together. And that burger's slowly going away.
So big I can't even fit it in my mouth.
Well, it had to be big in order to qualify as a Whopper. Now, see, back in the day, Burger King, it takes 2 hands to handle a Whopper. Not anymore. And a Big Mac, the last time I got one, I was kind of shocked, really. It didn't seem to me that the burger buns were much bigger than a slider bun. I mean, just little things. Not half of what it used to be. It doesn't seem like. So I kind of lost my taste for McDonald's. Every once in a while, I think about getting one of their, just a plain old single burger, but the amount they want for them, I find it hard to pay that kind of money for a little 2-ounce burger. It's not worth it.
Steve says, any plans for tomorrow?
Yeah, we're going to take a ride. I don't know exactly where, because most of the high country is still closed off due to snow. But we'll find some place to go. I'm thinking about maybe driving over McClure Pass down into Carbondale, where Arthur and I awarded Fat Belly Burger their Best Burger Award a couple years ago. That was really good. I mean, we did the 12 burgers in the area, and they won hands down. And there was one where the places we went were able to each get a maximum score of 20 points, 10 from each of us. And there was one place that we went to that got a big fat 0. Who was talking about a crappy burger? Scott?
Yeah, I think it was.
Scott, that burger that you described would probably be a delight compared to what we got. When this gal pulled the pucks, and I'm going to call it a puck, it was just, I mean, you could see that each one of them probably had, I don't know, a quarter to a half an inch of frost on them. So they were terribly freezer burned. And because she tried cooking them from completely frozen like that, it was almost completely raw inside, in the middle. And because it was freezer burned, it had that flavor, but I think the meat spoiled before it had a chance to freeze, because it had a really sour, spoiled meat flavor on top of the freezer burned flavor. And I took a bite, and as I kind of tipped it to take a bite of it, the liquid that just ran, it must have been a quarter cup, just all over me. It was absolutely the worst hamburger ever. It was just terrible. But to get back to the question, we're going to take a ride somewhere, maybe get a burger, and then tomorrow evening we'll go out to dinner somewhere. I don't know where exactly. We haven't really figured that out yet. The thing about around here is on Sundays a lot of places are closed. Like in Delta, which is the next biggest town near us, and all the places that we would go to there are closed on Sundays. So that means it's either going to be an hour and a half ride to Grand Junction, an hour and 15-minute drive to Montrose, or an hour and 10-minute drive to Glenwood Springs. So we'll figure it out.
Greg says, what an awesome table.
Yes.
And it says, ooh, that's what hummingbirds sound like. I can hear them now.
Ah, awesome.
Ralph says, have just put on a jersey. It's chilly, 61.52 Fahrenheit inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 61, depending on, what's happening. It could be chilly. Or it could be nice, depending on, well, I'll give you an example. When we went to California over my birthday, it was like in the 20s and 30s here. We drove to California, and it was in the lower 60s. So it was nice enough to go without a jacket. Just wear some, nice short sleeve shirt or whatever, or a lightweight long sleeve shirt. It was just beautiful. But, that was going from a cold climate to a warmer climate. In the case of here, when it's in between spring and summer, and you get a day when it's, you know, only 60 degrees or so, you kind of get the...
Greg says big disappointment, Big Macs these days.
Uh-huh.
And Steve says it's a shame that there isn't punishment for these false advertisements of fast food.
Oh, I know it.
And he says the fine drop in the bucket, the fine drop in the bucket compared to how much they make through their deception.
I know. McDonald's over the last few years, straight into the toilet, really. I mean, all the fast food places try to do something new, something different, even for a limited time, just to get some people in. And McDonald's has really been like falling down with that. I mean, the best they've done over the last year or so is new sauce. And I think they came out with a chicken tender. You know, when the best you can do is offer a new sauce, why bother?
Greg said it was Steve talking about the burger.
Okay.
New Image says, I'm eating a pizza sub.
Oh, yummy.
And then Greg says, damn, that's nasty, old guy, about that bad hamburger that you had forgot.
It was terrible. If you look on my channel and just search best burger, there's 12 of them. And I think what do we call it? The upchuck wheel? The upchuck wagon. It was called the chuck wagon. We called it the upchuck wagon. Yeah, it was, in fact, it was so bad, we even did an after review. Both of us felt kind of sick after that. But what was funny is that same day there was a new business opening in a town not far from us, and they were just offering free burgers, you know, as a celebration of them opening. And we went there and got their burger, and all it was just a burger. I don't think they had cheese. I think it was just burger with ketchup or something, and it was like 1,000 times better than what we had the half hour before at the upchuck wagon.
Yep. Carol said the Marble Barbecue is open on Sunday.
Yeah.
Are they open this time of year, though?
Probably. You know, they're low enough. They probably have some melt, but their barbecue is okay. I wouldn't really call it good. I didn't think their barbecue sauce was that good, and I've never seen any barbecue place ever anywhere feed you the brisket that was left from the day before, sliced like you'd slice thin deli meat and piled up onto a sandwich. They fried on a grill. It was okay, but it's like, well, you know, if you have some leftover brisket, chop it up and put it in your beans. It's going to make them taste delicious, and serve fresh brisket. I didn't care for their barbecue sauce, the cherry something or other barbecue sauce. It just, mine's better. My
Great.
sauce and my barbecue.
Greg says, haha, the upchuck wagon sounds like a recently overturned wagon in some show I was listening to.
Yeah. If anybody hasn't heard, the first, or part one of the first episode of Myers Crossing is finally on the books. It was posted a couple weeks ago. If you haven't had a chance to listen to it, please do. Please do. A lot of work went into it, not just from myself, but all the actors, including our own man from the future, Mr. Gray. Everybody did a really, really good job, and it was the experience for me, because it's something that I've been trying to get together for 2 years, and to finally see it happen and have it turn out as well as it did was a very satisfying experience.
Sorry, I had to sneeze and blow my nose.
Oh, that's okay.
Greg says, wow, and a review for Marble Barbecue? Awesome.
Okay, kids, I guess. I'll give him a piece of hamburger. Here you go, Polly. Here you go, Chum. I wasn't going to, but we add things to their kibble, like some chicken or chicken livers or something like that. And whenever I'm cooking outside, I'll throw their stuff on the grill, which makes it a real treat for them. I don't put anything else on it or anything. I don't put any spices or herbs or anything on it, but they sure like their barbecued meat or grilled.
Greg says, "Oh, Chum is so delicate. Even sniffed that burger first."
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
He is. That's my boy. All 150 pounds of him. Not sure how many kilos that would be. Somewhere around, make 68 kilos. I think maybe. I'm not good with that conversion, but I think a kilo is equal to 2.2 pounds. So I'm not sure where that would.
How many kilos is 150 pounds?
150 pounds is equal to 68.039
68 kilos. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Boy,
You're good.
that's not too bad. Huh, Chum? I did all right. Yeah.
Well, maybe while I'm grabbing ice cream, you can show them your gazebo area and your setup
Okay.
here.
All right. This old guy is going inside for a minute.
Just move that there. I don't know where you want it.
Okay. So I'll just kind of move this around a little bit. Let me see here. I'm going to bring up a different view for me. That way I can tell where everything is pointed at. So there's some of that lilac. I'll kind of zoom in a little bit here. There you go. Can you see that? Pretty purple. They smell absolutely amazing. And well, of course, there's the grill that I was just using. Hopefully not going to kick anything off here. Let's keep going, and this is... Oops. Trying to get this to work right here. There's my smoker. We'll back off a little bit here. That's the smoker where my barbecue magic happens. Made a new door this year for it. The other one caught fire. Alright. Let's keep swinging this around. Come up here. And this is the little gazebo area that we built 3 years ago. Look at the table here. It's a nice area back here. It's very comfortable. Good there. It's time for dessert. Okay, there's some ice cream. And there's those peaches.
Yeah, looks good.
So I'm going to put some of these on Mrs. Old Guy's ice cream.
Greg says if that was Moby, I would have had to count my fingers. Greg says very pretty. Ralph says, do you get many bees here?
We get them, but not in excess. There we go. You see that?
Yep.
Peaches Foster on vanilla ice cream.
Greg says, oh nice, a big sprinkle.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's a decent size. You know, I can probably fit a couple of briskets and a turkey. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guess I'm gonna grab them an ice cream.
Okay. Yep. You want an ice cream? You want ice cream? Huh? How about you, Polly? Do you want some ice cream? Or what? What? You want ice cream? Okay, just a minute. He's the boss, and he just let me know in no uncertain terms that he would love to have an ice cream right about now.
Have a knife to cut it in half?
No, we'll just have to do it this way. So we'll show them our little ice creams for the dogs. And it's organic yogurt and organic peanut butter with just peanuts. There's no salt, there's no sugar. It's just pretty much a jar of ground peanuts. And so we'll mix those two together in a little bit of honey, like maybe a tablespoon in the whole batch. It's a 2-pound tub of the yogurt and a pound of peanut butter. So you just squeeze it out on a tray. And
Greg says, I could kill for some burnt ends right now.
burnt ends, yum.
And then he says, he moves, can talk. Steve says, is that fence made of redwood?
The fence?
The frame?
No, the fence is made with slab wood from a local sawmill. It's mostly pine. There might be a few spruce in here. But what the slab is when they run it through the mill and they make that first cut and then start cutting the planks. That first cut is, however thick, and it cuts off that rounded end, right? So, and then after that, they pull as many boards as they can. And this stuff is really, really cheap to buy.
Yep, the frame.
Huh?
The frame.
Oh, for the
redwood frame. Is that redwood on the frame for the fence?
Oh, I see. No, it's actually treated 2x4 so that it can take the weather. And this gazebo, it's just pine that's been waterproofed and stained to kind of match the table and everything else.
Ralph says Doc ice creams in one end and chocolate sundaes out the other. That's why they don't get very many of them.
No. And that's why, well, this batch, we don't give them very many. I used some of the yogurt to make tzatziki sauce a few weeks ago when I had gyros to make. And I'd rather make my tzatziki sauce with full fat yogurt. It's just creamier, it tastes better. It's still the organic stuff, but because it's the full fat, it can lead to issues with the guys, so we're not giving them a whole bunch at once. But normally we use the fat-free yogurt, and they tolerate it just fine. There's no lactose in it, so
This is really good.
it is. Really nice dessert. Just out of curiosity, what time is it? How are we doing on time?
3:57.
Oh, good. Oh, we managed to do it all.
Yep.
Oh, except for
Oh yeah.
let me draw for a week after next. Like I said, next week is one from John, the Texas hash. So let me pop this open and switch in here. Grab. Okay. Let's see here. It's one from Dawn. I can't read your writing.
Okay, we'll hand it.
New York something or other.
Spidey's, I guess. I don't know. Spieides.
Spidey's?
I guess that's what it is. We'll have to search it.
Yeah, we'll have to search it. I have no idea what that is. Sounds like something you serve at Halloween. Pretty dang good. Just enough. There's just enough of the rum to get a flavor of it without it overpowering the peaches. That's good. Hummingbird. It's one of my favorite things about being up here. The hummingbirds. That almost sounds like a band. Doesn't it? The hummingbirds?
So here you go.
Oh, what have I got?
That's
A Spidey?
yes.
So, the Spidey is a food consisting of marinated meat that is often threaded onto skewers before being grilled and served on a long bread roll or sliced Italian bread. And so what did it say before?
It's a New York Spidey.
A New York. So I would think that would mean beef. Let's see here.
Face the Ace is here.
Face the Ace. Hey, happy Saturday. Ooh, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Go away. So it'll be a sandwich, I guess, in a couple of weeks.
Ralph, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Face the Ace, we have just had a Big Mac Whopper that was really, really good. And we're currently eating some Peaches Foster over vanilla ice cream. Now, what was saying, Ralph? What?
Said at least the international time zones kept the minutes the same.
True that.
And Steve says, good stuff.
This is delish.
Don says, hi, sorry I'm late. Yeah, it's a New York thing.
Well, Don. Yeah, well, I'm glad you showed up because I just drew that. New York Spideys. So weekend after next. Next weekend is Texas Hash. And then it'll be the Spideys. Hi, chum. Oh, maybe he'll do it now. Give me a kiss. Give me a
Ooh,
kiss.
he's got all kinds of stuff hanging from him.
Give me a kiss. Oh, that was such a good boy. Yes. Did you see that? Yeah, such a good boy, Chum Chum.
Give Daddy kisses.
Give me a kiss. See?
Don says it's made with chicken.
Chicken, okay. Chicken it will be. You silly boy.
Greg wants to request burnt ends on the smoker.
Request what?
Burnt ends on the smoker.
Bird tins. Well, I can't guarantee that. Beef briskets are pretty expensive just because they're so big. Now, if I can find a smaller one, I can do that. I absolutely love it. It's almost like beef bacon. It's delicious.
Facey said, nice big doggy.
Yes, he's my boy. And he gives me good kisses. That was a good kiss. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's... Well, luckily it didn't make a big difference.
No, just unplugged the laptop.
Yeah. And now that we know that that my Wi-Fi signal will work good enough out here to stream, as we go through the summer months, I'm going to want to be out here streaming it as much as I can. So hopefully, as time goes by, we'll have some more meals that would lend themselves to be cooked outside. A good example of that will be those Spideys. I could, grill the meat right here. So
Yep.
Texas hash, not so much.
Ralph said your four-legged co-host just walked off the set.
Yeah, he sure did.
And Greg says maybe we can make an arrangement.
Make an arrangement?
Yeah.
What kind of arrangement?
He didn't say. He just says maybe we can make an arrangement.
Okay.
What to do with my ice cream when that happened over there?
Well, that was delicious. It's a very good burger. Again, Wildman and Lisa. Like I said, next time you talk to Mackenzie or whatever, you let her know but I appreciate the request because not only was it something a little different, it was a burger. I love burgers. Yep. No, that's why I did the burger reviews there a couple years back. Yeah, that's not good to eat, Polly.
Don said you could do a burnt ends kind of thing with pork belly.
Yeah, you can, but it's just not the same. You know, and just like, you know, prime rib kind of has burnt ends too, but it's not like a good brisket. You know, that deco from the top, just put it back in and let that baby go. Yum! Well, I think it's about 4 o'clock?
It's 4:06.
4:06. Well, I guess I ran the wheel. I think we're going to go ahead and close up shop, but it was really nice to have everybody here. I hope all of you moms that happen to be watching have a wonderful Mother's Day tomorrow.
Yep, happy Mother's Day.
Yep, enjoy the weekend. We'll be back next week with Texas Hash. We'll be inside for that. Makes sense.
Real quick, Ralph says now that I have Wi-Fi extenders set up, the next time we video chat, I should be able to take you all the way to the back of the yard to see the mountain.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'd like that. Yeah, no, I wish that my camera here had a longer cord. I mean, the thing's only like that long.
Yep.
I wish it was longer, because if it was, I'd give you a good look around, what we can see from here. But
we'll have to do it with the camera on the laptop, but that won't work either.
Well, no, the only way to do it would be to have a stream with just using the laptop, and I don't know. Anyway,
Steve says he wants to see the bacon burger onion ring be made again.
Bacon burger onion ring. Okay, go ahead and write that down.
Okay.
And we'll put that into the basket. And I guess we're gonna go ahead and I'll wait till Mrs. Old Guy writes that down, just so we don't forget. And that's how we started doing it. We get a request, she fills out the paper, and I get it into that basket as quickly as possible so that we don't forget, which, I'm subject to do that. Other than that, I guess that's about it.
Yep.
Okay, well, we're gonna, let me see that, I'll drop it in.
Thank you, Doc.
Okay, guys. Drop that. Okay.
Great.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call this a day. As always, take some time and give back to your community somehow. If it's picking up a pile of garbage somewhere, or helping out a neighbor clean their gutters out on their house, or just give back somehow, some way in your community, okay? And I will see everybody next Saturday. Bye-bye!